friends, it is Megan, and today for our Tuesday tutorial I am taking it back to something that's not necessarily a new technique. It's actually something that my mom used to do when we were younger, and I remember being homeschooled. We did a study on bees and we made a little beehive, kind of doing the same exact technique, and I thought, you know, let's bring it back and let's do something for a holiday decoration with this. Takes a few steps, and I thought, let's make it our own. I actually have not used this kind of adhesive in a very long time. This is the original Aleene's tacky glue. It's an all-purpose glue. I'm not a huge fan of using it in my scrapbooking because it is tacky. I mean, it's very thick, and you can actually do a lot with it. We're going to use it today, as a matter of fact, because it happens to work great for this kind of technique. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can take any type of twine or natural fiber, hemp, jute, whatever you want to call it, kind of ribbon, string, rope, whatever you want to call, and a plastic bowl. And I'm actually also going to be using an adhesive square from Glue Arts to help me get this started. And all we're going to do is plastic bowl. We used to do this with the plastic eggs that you get for like Easter. And we used to make little beehives with plastic eggs, doing the same exact technique. I don't think we didn't use the adhesive squares, and I think we really struggled with it. But the adhesive square is going to kind of go in the middle. Actually, I need to ball that up a little more. I'm just going to kind of make the square a little pile there, kind of in the center of my bowl. Push it around a little bit. And then I'm going to start. This is actually some jute paper ribbon. I don't even know what this is. This is from IKEA. I got it at IKEA. It's black, and I liked it because I actually have a lot of black decor. And you could use very natural fibers or whatever, but I'm just going to set this in here. And I'm going to actually wrap it around itself. You want something that's pliable. Okay, and I'm just going to get it started. And you're going to start really wrapping around as you go and applying a lot of adhesive as you go. And this makes a mess. It is a messy, but it's kind of a fun thing. And you're going to let it dry as you go. As it dries, it'll get tackier, is what I meant to say there. And we're creating a bowl. And I'm kind of excited about doing this. Like I said, this was something we did as kids. I was homeschooled, so part of the reason why we did it was a study for bees, but then we also did Christmas decorations and ornaments with this technique. And we pretty much did it all with just jute and the eggs. We did different size eggs and shapes, and then we would hang little ribbon or whatever from them. And really, the more saturated you get this, the longer it takes to dry, but also the better hold it will be. You're never going to want to put liquids or anything in this kind of bowl. This would be like a decorative potpourri bowl or something along those lines. And yeah, just keep putting that adhesive down. You could put a little bit right on the bowl and around. And it actually peels away from the bowl pretty easily once it dries. You just kind of pop it out. So yay for that. It doesn't take too much effort. It is a time-consuming thing to keep wrapping and adhering and wrapping and adhering. So you want to make sure that you have some hand-free time. You don't want to have to like run for the phone or something crazy like that with your hands covered in adhesive. And you just keep going. And obviously, the thicker the ribbon you're working with, the easier this is to do as well. Like, truly. And I remember I used to get so frustrated as a kid doing this as well. Like, I love doing it, but I used to get really frustrated because it would like unravel on me or whatever, you know? And so you just want to keep going. You can, as you get around the sides of the bowl, you're going to want to use like clothespins or something like that. Little clips of some sort, office clips, whatever it would be, to keep this going and keep it down and in place. You can also actually use the combination of the Glue Arts adhesive squares as well, and that'll help you keep this going too. All right, I'm going to get the bottom of the bowl done, and then I'll show you as we keep on going. And then as you go around, I actually took the lid off because like, it's so, to me, tacky glue is just so thick, and you need a lot of it, so I'm just, like, making big globs of it as I go around, and really, like, pressing it all the way around the bowl with my finger and into the crevices of the ribbon, the twine, the whatever it is that you're doing. So I got the whole bottom done, and now I'm going to start, it's going to start winding around the sides, and you just want to keep it close to itself, and then you just want to keep spreading out that glue as you go so that you're not waiting days and days and days for it to dry, but that it's coating the entire bowl. Now this, I don't have enough to go up the entire side of this bowl again, but that's okay. You'll get the good idea of what I'm doing. And it'll be pretty deep. More like a edged plate or a shallow bowl. So you can see that I'm just going back around, pushing the adhesive down, and pushing it down around the sides of the bowl too, so that the tack of it starts drying, holding it in place, and it's not slipping everywhere. So you want to make sure you have lots and lots of this on hand, whatever you're using. Alright. And then again, really just getting that adhesive around in place, and then waiting for it to dry. Okay, it'll dry pretty clear. Once it's clear, you can pop it off, and we'll get to that in just a little bit. Time warp. Okay, so now as you can see, a couple hours later, it's still not totally dry. There's still some kind of white spots in there, but it's pretty just glossy clear. I'm pretty sure it's going to be good enough to go ahead and take off of here and let dry the rest of the way alone. But you can see it's going to be a little bit wonky of a shallow dish. You're going to want to make sure you have a lot of whatever it is you're working with around, you know, twine or ribbon or whatever it is. I'm going to just take a craft pick and go in and kind of break it off the bowl. It's going to get caught in a few spots. You just want to remove the adhesive from the bowl, since there's some ridges in this bowl too. I want to make sure you get in and underneath there. I think that's like right at that ridge is where it's most stuck. And using a plastic bowl, you should be able to really work with it. And sometimes getting it off before it is completely dry does help you, but you want to make sure that you don't do it too soon, and then it loses all its shape and comes unraveled on you and everything too. So I'm just using a craft pick to kind of lift it off the bowl. Okay, now that's still really wet on the inside, obviously. So you're going to want to really set that somewhere, wait for it to dry. It actually has a really nice shape to it still. I'm going to spread some of that around with my finger. The cool thing about tacky glue is, as much as it is a mess, you can just kind of ball it up in your fingers and throw it away like nasty glue boogers. Yes, glue boogers is a technical craft term that many crafters use for many things. But it's pretty cool. It's a shallow little dish bowl that you can use for a lot of different little cool decor things. And I'm actually going to put some ornaments in here and decorate it up. Take a look at, again, when this completely dries the rest of the way through. I decided to go ahead and start another one. I'm going to use Raffia, which I haven't done all Raffia like this before. Hopefully, well, I know it'll hold really well. I just hope it doesn't look too saturated. And I'm really covering the bowl this time, because I want to try to do this really quickly. And I'm going to go way up the sides, so just to thin all the way around the bowl, because I know I have plenty of Raffia to go a long way, especially since it's thicker. All right. I didn't actually mean to pour as much as I did, but I did want to coat the whole bottom. It just kind of came out in a blob on me, which happens sometimes with tacky glue. I just hope it doesn't rip too much because there's not as much weight to raffia as there is like twine or something along those lines, but we'll give it a shot. I'm going to kind of just, plus it also doesn't wind as nice because it's a little bit thicker, but I'm just going to press it down and hope for the best, and you guys will get to see the results, and maybe I'll edit this out and you won't see it. All right. So just sticking this down as I go, pressing it, winding it, wrapping it. There's going to be more gaps in it, which I don't necessarily mind. We'll see how this plays out. What actually really inspired me to pull this out and do this is that I actually saw Tanner and Courtney from A Little Craft in Your Day. They actually posted something on Instagram, I think it was, and maybe it was just Courtney, I don't even remember, but that the Aleene's Tacky Glue has a new look, and I was like, Aleene's, I haven't used that in forever, and I was like thinking, like, I used to, you know, we used to use it as kids for this, and that's what kind of spawned this whole idea into existence of why I'm doing this. And let that dry the same way. All right, so with this one, we're just going to repeat the same process. I'm going to, and again, like I said, because the raffia, you know, it's paper, so it can rip a little bit easier. You want to be a little more, I guess, careful removing it from the bowl. I don't know how durable this is going to be, but I think it'll work out okay. There's a lot of adhesive on the inside, so that's not all the way dry yet. That is not too shabby. All right, and then that just has to finish drying, all right, on the inside. And I really do find it works better to remove it when it's still wet on the inside. It just peels off so much easier, and then you can clean up your bowl and surface and whatever else you get it all over. As you go, and it just makes a really cool little like dish bowl. You could put potpourri in or decorate it with some ornaments and things for the holidays. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial, if you would, go ahead and make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Lots more tutorials to come every single Tuesday, as well as tips and tricks on Thursdays, and as well as our 12 days of giveaways and fun tutorials and event is coming up starting Black Friday 2014, going all the way to December 10th this year. We have some fun bonuses as well. So have a great day, guys. Enjoy the moments. Thanks. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching another Above Ruby Studio video. I am Megan Elizabeth, and I really hope that you go ahead and click that red subscribe button if you haven't already. Come on over to AboveRubyStudio.com, get in touch with me through the contact form at any time, and I will get right on back to you. 2 other channels you can go ahead and check out. Have an awesome day, and thanks again. Enjoy the moments.